Larry Groce here. Mountain Stage is our show, and if you can't hear it on the radio, go to mountainstage.org, and you really want to do that today because one of our guests is Bell X1, the great Irish band that were with us once before. They've just put out their 5th CD. It's the 3rd in the United States. It's been released in the United States, and as all of their CDs, it's a great one. It's called Bloodless Coup. Good writing, good singing, good instrumentation, good production. Everything about this thing is just really fine. And with me today is Paul Noonan, one of the singers, lead singers, and writers. There are 3 original members of Bell X1, and it's you and David Garrity and Dominic Phillips.
Yes.
And you guys have been playing together for how long, the 3 of you?
We were in school together, so yeah, a long time.
Yeah, wow.
15 years maybe.
Yeah.
Catalina, between me and you, there's only so much Papa can do to teach you how to win the girl of your dreams, beat up the bad guy and eat your queens. Hey, Annalena, I think that I know the hills where your life rose, the hills where your life rose. I may be only 5 years old, but I think that I know.
This record, compared to the last one that I heard, which wasn't the last one, but the one before last, is a little bit more electronic, because you got a little bit more electronic instruments, not just guitar, bass, drum. But how did that come about?
Just boys with toys, you know. You kind of discover something new, and it becomes exciting. And I think sometimes that sort of childish excitement is really infectious, and you can really tell sometimes when a band is just kind of really having fun in the studio. So hopefully that kind of translates.
Yeah, but you didn't, at least what I read on the promo, you didn't just go into the studio and stay there and stay there and stay there. You had an idea when you went in.
Yeah,
and you had the songs already written. You weren't trying to write there. Is that correct?
That's right. I mean, we really wanted to, I suppose, regress to a time when musicians had to be just really good and go in and nail it, you know. And so we rehearsed for a long time and got the songs to a place where we just really wanted to use the studio to take a photograph, as opposed to using it as an instrument and kind of developing the songs in the studio. So you know, we spent a month in the studio. It was really a short time for us.
There's not a lot that you can do in this van with these fine young boys stuck in confined spaces. The pram is only so many toys. We fall in love with girls in high-vis jackets, the girls in the golf carts, wearing tats, sunglasses, but it's over before it starts. In a field in Texas, under the welcome rain, pulled from a deepening quicksand by an angel in his chains. I'll be a tongue.
Did you take these songs on the road before you went in the studio, or only now?
Only now, really. We had done around the time we were recording, we would nip out occasionally and do acoustic shows, or just after we recorded. Actually, we did like just as I suppose a test of the song, that the songs stood up with acoustic guitars and piano.
Well, you guys live around Dublin, all of you.
Yes.
And did you just show up in bars and stuff and play, or did you have
well,
actually
it's small
a show?
kind of seated theaters, you know, around the country where we'd go and, you know, and I suppose just test out the material.
You left it, I sent it, I want it back. You left it, snap you up and leave you sprawling on my pen. But this plan of mine is so very lame. Can't you see the grass is greener where it rains? You left, I died, I went, and you cried. You came, I think, but I never really know. I've served my time, I watched you climb the wrong incline, but what do I know?
It's always exciting for us to be here and kind of travel across the country, and we get to places like Denver, Colorado in this run that we've never been to before. No.
You've been to the east and west coast, but you haven't been so much in the middle.
Well, we've been to Minneapolis and Chicago, and we've been through the south a couple of times, but yeah, never the big
What's the
square
reception
ones.
here?
It's been great. I mean, it's always been really satisfying for us to go to new places and kind of feel like we're winning hearts and minds. You know, I think our best. We've always just got out and played live in front of people. There's no substitute for that. And you know, coming from a little rock on the western edge of Europe, it's a small country, and you really got to get out.
I'm the defector, and you're the farmer's daughter. You be teasing us farm boys till we start talking about those rabbits, George. Oh, won't you tell us about those rabbits, George? I'm the defector, giving what it needs. Let's make a new world order. Let's make it rhyme. You're the chocolate at the end of my cornetto. I love the way your underwire bra always sets off that X-ray machine coming to land now. I love the color of it all. Blue lights on the runway. I love the color of it all.
Which one of you wrote that one song? I'll stop here, but I want to find out. 4 Minute Mile. Who wrote that?
I wrote that. Yeah,
That's a great song. It's you know, when you're my age, it's something that's natural. You're a much younger man, but it's about when you realize that there are certain things in your life you're never going to get to. You're never going to achieve, and it's a wonderfully mature kind of a thing to sing when you're a young person.
I mean, you know, people have misinterpreted it as a kind of moaning about, you know, my lot.
Oh, no,
you know, we're in a rock and roll band. We
just,
get to tour the world. It's great, but you know, there's certain things like I'll never play football.
Yeah.
I'll never, you know, run a 4 minute mile.
It's just all part. That's all part of growing up. Sometimes you realize it when you're 25. Sometimes when you're 65, and sometimes things do happen later.
Of the time, I'll never draw anything but stick men, and they will never have any clothes. Be together in the mornings, come upstairs to see your etchings. I'll never suck a golf ball through a hose. Yeah, I'll never run a 4